Alright, I've got specialist, I've got a UAV up so I know exactly where this guy is. We've got an LC-10. What could go wrong? Alright, that didn't go as planned. At least we've still got Gulag. Let's finish this up and get out of here real quick.
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in
Verdansk.
anymore.
What's up, Zoo? Today, we're leaving COD behind and jumping into Battlefield 6. I'm in the middle of a move right now, so no camera today, just my monotone voice. Back in the days at Battlefield 4, this franchise was my favorite between the two. However, after Hardline, I switched over to Overwatch, then Apex, and then made my way back to COD. To say I'm happy to be back to Battlefield is an understatement. Although I haven't played it in years, so far playing the beta has felt like riding a bicycle. I'm hoping I can impart some of my ancient wisdom to all of you who have never played or just need a refresher. Let's jump into some of the differences between the two franchises. Rather than just being a generic cookie cutter soldier that picks up a loadout midway through the match, you get to pick a class when you spawn in. And each class has signature gadgets, weapons, and traits that will influence how you play. So not everyone's going to be running around with a Grau or Kilo and an LC-10. Before even booting into a game, I'd highly recommend digging into each class just so you have some idea of what gear you'll have. Once you've found one that you like, give it a shot. But be sure to circle back around and try out all of the classes. You might be surprised. Maybe you like being a medic. I plan on making more in-depth guides to each class in the future, but for now, here's just a brief overview on all of them. Assault players are going to be focused on running into the thick of things, using their stim shot to increase their speed and reduce their susceptibility to explosions, and clearing out rooms with their explosive launcher. Oftentimes, they will serve as a spearhead when pushing onto an objective. Engineers should be focused on vehicles, either repairing friendly ones or taking out the enemies with a well-placed RPG. If you can get close enough, your repair tool damages enemy vehicles just as well as it heals yours. Support players should be picking up down teammates with their defibrillator and resupplying everyone with ammo and health. Recon players can often be found up on a mountain or in a window sniping unsuspecting victims while providing a safe place for their squad to spawn. As a bonus, they also get Jeep stuff. Once you've figured out how classes work, next you'll need to form a squad. Your squad is a 4-man subset of your overall team. Amongst the 4 of you, ideally you'd have each class represented. However, if you have multiple people that want to play the same class, that's okay. Being in a squad provides several benefits, the biggest ones being revives and respawns. Support players can revive anyone on your 32-player team. However, if there are no medics in the vicinity, your squad mates can still revive you, though it will take slightly longer. If your teammates do not get to you in time, now you're going to have to respawn. Instead of the computer deciding how you return to the match, Battlefield lets you choose where to respawn from a limited set of options. You can come back on your headquarters, on a friendly vehicle, on a captured point, or on a safe squad mate. Spawning on a squad mate gives you and that player bonus XP, and is typically the best choice as it will get you into the action quicker. So, when in doubt, spawn on a squad mate. However, you may have noticed I said a safe squad mate. If the player you're trying to spawn on is in danger, you're not going to be able to spawn there. Oftentimes, if you just give them a second to disengage, the option will come back online. I've also found that if you spam the respawn button while they're in danger, sometimes it'll let you spawn in them, as there may have been a brief window that was not large enough for it to change the graphic on the map. However, sometimes that results in you spawning in front of a tank shell hurtling straight at you. Speaking of tanks, let's talk about the vehicles in the game. In COD, vehicles were good for transporting you from A to B quickly and the occasional roadkill. In Battlefield, a good driver or pilot can change the tide of the whole battle. With maps being as large as they are, getting from one objective to the next can result in significant downtime, therefore hop in a vehicle whenever it's possible, just like you would in Warzone. But, in addition to infantry transports, each map has a pool of weaponized vehicles to choose from. Hop in a jet, have a dogfight in the sky, drop bombs on the objectives below. Roll up in a tank, flatten a building with your shell while your teammate in the turret mows down the enemies on foot. If you take damage, keep a lookout for a friendly engineer, and once you've found one, keep them safe. Act as a wall between them and the enemy while they heal you. Whatever you do, don't let the enemy take control of your tank. If you hop out of it just because you're low health, the enemy can just as easily run up and hop right into it. Just like a boat captain, go down with your ship, even if it means you have to respawn. I'll keep it short and sweet and leave it there for now so I can hop back into the beta. Be sure to give it a chance at some point during the free trial windows. If you have questions, leave them down in the comments. If you learned something, leave a like. And if you want more Battlefield tips and tricks, go ahead and subscribe. See you on the battlefield. I got it.
I saw that.